Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie and welcome to card making tutorial 627 using our gorgeous Griffin supplies. Today we're going to make a gorgeous card for a gentleman, but it could be easily adapted for a lady. Everything I do here is actually put in a detailed list on my blog, so please be sure to check it out and please feel free to share the projects as well. Now the only solid item, whether it's a die, an embossing folder, rubber stamps, etc. that we're going to use, is a cut and emboss folder from Griffin, and it's from the Garden Border Cut and Emboss selection, and it's called City Park Border. Now, if you've never seen these before or never used them, what it does, it cuts the shape, it cuts the edge out, the fancy edge, and then it also embosses as well. So you get 2 for 1 with this, and the beautiful designs, you get 3 in this collection, and we're going to use this in slightly different way to sort of show you a different way to use it, I would say. Just something a little bit different. Now, if you're a beginner, I think this card is good for you. If you're an advanced crafter, I think this card is good as well. So I think there's something for everybody. So what we'll do is go on and create the card. Now, everything I use, there'll be a detailed list on my blog, so please be sure to check it out. This is a 6 by 6 inch square card, and it's just a standard ivory square card. All I've done is stamp it on the back with my handmade by stamp and add my name, and I'm just going to use my bone folder to make sure I've got a nice sharp crease along the top. Now, I've already got some adhesive tape on the front, so we'll come to that when we get to that section. But for now, we're just going to concentrate on the inside. Now, for the first part of the inside, I've cut out a square of ivory cardstock that measures 5.8 by 5.8 inches square. So it's going to sit just inside your 6-inch card. Now, I've tinted the edge slightly only for you to be able to see the square, because we're going to add something else to it, and I want you to be able to see the edge of where we add the trim, so to speak. So I've just tinted that with a little bit of ink for you to see it. Now, you're not going to see it after I add the trim, so I've just done it kind of for my benefit as well to see the edge. So I'm going to add the insert part, the panel that I've created, into the centre of our card. I'm going to press it down once it's in the right position, and then what I've done is I've die cut 2 of the cut and embossed border strips, and I've trimmed them down. So we've got 4 border strips, and I've cut them to the size of the actual panel that we've just added. Now, I've got double-sided flat adhesive tape on the back, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add these around the edge of the panel, and I'm going to add the 2 outside ones first, and we'll add the second one. I'm only turning it around so I can see. So we'll add it edge to edge, and that's why I tinted the edge of the cardstock, just so I could see where the edge was. Then we can add the third one. Now, I've used Anna's metallic cardstock for these because it embosses beautifully and it cuts beautifully as well. So I'll just add the last one, and we'll peel the back of it away, and then add that to the edge. There we go. And that has created a beautiful border for the inside panel. Now, what I'm going to do for the front, I'm going to use the Handsome collage toppers, and in the set you get some extra stickers. So I'm going to choose Best Father Ever. Now for the front of the card, we're using a topper, and again from the Handsome Collage card toppers. I've used 2 of them. I've left one in its entire form, and the second one I've trimmed down. So where I've trimmed it down, I've saved the 2 little swallowtails. Now the swallowtails, I've got flat double-sided tape on the back, and I am simply going to marry one up over the other. I'm going to peel the back of the tape away from the other one, and then I'm going to take the Best Father Ever sticker and peel it off and just add the sticker over the top of the 2 swallowtails like that. And then I'm just going to position that on the inside of our card. Now I can do it in the corner, I can do it in the centre. I'm going to do mine in the centre actually. Just at the bottom and press it down. And then we've got room for our message as well. So it's easily adaptable, and you could use it for, you know, male or female. Just so happens I've chosen to use the father sentiment for the inside. The outside I've chosen to use, it says cheers to you, because on the actual topper it says nephew, and I thought, no, well, let's go and change that, because I'll show you how you can do that. So that's the inside of our card. Now we're going to turn our attention to the outside. I'm just going to use my bone folder again to make sure I've got a nice sharp crease along the top. Now I've already added adhesive tape at either side. I'm going to peel one side of the tape away, and I've got a scrap of paper that's maybe 2 inches wide, but it's wider than the actual cardstock, and I'm just going to pop it down on the edge of the card, and then I'm going to do exactly the same at the other side. Peel the tape away and take a piece of the cardstock and just pop it to the edge so it just covers the edge up. Now it hangs over the edge, so I'm going to trim the edges away, and so it looks like it's been made to fit, but it was just scrap. And then do the bottom as well. There we go. And the last section as well. So now we've got 2 pieces of card at either side, and we're good to go. We can start putting our card together. So the first thing I have is 2 cut and embossed pieces in like an ivory metallic cardstock from the metallic layers from Anna. And I've used the same cut and emboss folder. I've got 3D foam on the back, and I'm simply going to add this just to virtually the edge of the card, like that. Just lift it up again, because I want to kind of get it straight for trimming it. So we're going to just position it so it's equal at both sides for trimming. And I'm going to turn the card round, and I'm going to add the second one as well at the opposite side. Now I'm hoping I'm getting these roughly straight. You'll be able to take a little bit more time at home. So we'll add those, and then we'll trim them. So there's a lot of trimming in this one, so we'll trim that away. And you can see I've gone wrong with my 3D foam pads, because I've taken them to the edge. Not to worry, it'll still stay. And trim the bottom. There we go. And then the last section. There we go. Okay, So that's our first layer. Next, I've embossed and cut 2 more in a slightly darker shade of metallic cardstock, and I'm going to add the second one over the top slightly to the centre of the first one. So I've looked for the centre underneath, and I can just press that down, and then I'm going to do the same at the other side. Look for the centre and then press that down, and then again I am just going to trim the edges. Again, I'm not prepared because I've gone over with my foam pads, not to worry. So that's the top, and there we go. That's the last bit, she says. Trim that. There we go. So now we can add our final panel. And for the final panel, we've die cut a darker colour again. And I'm just going to move my foam pad. You see, I'm not perfect either. And in my haste of getting ready and prepping, I forgot to have to trim. So I can now add the final panel, and I'm kind of marrying up the pattern that's on the panel, and I'm hoping it's all kind of straight and it's all going to sit well. So it's building up the effect. Now again, we're just going to trim the top and the bottom away. Just get rid of that little bit. There we go. Trim away. So that's the base of our card, so to speak. Next, where I've taken the handsome collage topper, I've got 3D foam on the back, and I can position that over the top of our borders. Now bear in mind, we want to remember that we want to open the card, so we don't want the bottom bit too far down, and the top bit we need to trim. So we'll just pop the bottom bit down, and I think I'm going to trim this top off. I think that might be best. If I trim this little section, there we go. Now we've changed the shape of it completely. We can add that to our card, like so. Press it down, and then I've taken a second topper that's exactly the same as the first one we've added, and I've trimmed the background away. So I've trimmed the swallowtails away, and I've trimmed all the excess away. So I've got the centre section, I've got 3D foam on the back, and I'm going to simply position that over the previous layer. Now next, because I want a different sentiment to the one that's actually on the topper, Anna's included, as we saw for the actual inside, Anna's included a range of sentiments in the actual topper collection. So if you don't want to use that particular sentiment, you can choose a different one. So I've chosen Cheers to You. So just because the inside says father, I could change that, and then it could be suitable for absolutely anybody. So I've taken the sticker, and even though it's a sticker, I've added 3D foam on the back. And I'm going to just position that over the top of the sticker on the front. And that's actually my card finished. And you can see how we've made those layers. Even though, you know, I've got my foam in the wrong place, don't worry about that. It still looks gorgeous. You can see our layers, how they've built up. It's going to go in a normal envelope. The inside matches perfectly. You've got a nice amount of room for your message. And it's just such a gorgeous card. And if you don't have many supplies, it's a great one to try. Maybe you've got other items if you don't have the fancy the garden border cut and emboss folders. If you don't have that, maybe you could substitute it with something that you do have in your collection. Please check my blog out because I've got so many more projects on there, and there's something for everyone. Give me the thumbs up if you'd like to, and I would just like to say thank you so much for watching. I shall see you next time.